advocacy refers to a range of individuals, professionals, and organizations who speak for and protect our community's most vulnerable children. These agencies provide children in need with a voice, shelter, crisis counseling, mentorship, and basic needs to help them get through the challenges faced by children in crisis.
And the dependency system is where we have to shelter children from their parents. We deal a lot with parents who have issues with drugs and alcohol abuse, anger management that strike out at each other or at children. In the dependency court, we start with what's called a shelter. There's an emergency hearing held with the judge, the state's Department of Children and Families. The parents are present, and the goal is always reunifying the children with the parents to get the parents the services they need to kick their addiction or to deal with their anger issues or their violence issues. We try not to, but on average, a child in the foster care system is moved somewhere between 3 and 6 times over the course of a year. Anytime you move the child, sometimes it can impact their schooling, their teachers, parents. All of those things cause the children to fall behind. The shelter for battered and abused women here in Collier County, very, very helpful in counseling the children and the victims on how to deal with domestic violence that they've witnessed or experienced in their lives. When you remove a child, it's a traumatic event. They don't always get their things. Friends of Foster Children Forever have put together these emergency backpacks so that the Department of Children and Families, when they shelter a child, has a backpack with some clothes, toothbrush, some toys, books, or cell phones or tablets, things that the child can have with them to provide a little bit of normalcy. Our community benefits so greatly from the assistance of the third-party entities. There are committed volunteers and nonprofits whose sole goal is to help make the children feel healthy, happy, safe, and normal. And there are certain circumstances where the parents are unable to do it. And then the flip side, what you do is you get to help that child find an adoptive family. To be able to put together families with people who love and care the child and the child who loves and cares for them. That is the most fun I have in this job.
NCEF's investment strategy in early childhood helps to bridge the literacy gap between children from low socioeconomic backgrounds and those with greater means. These committed early childhood providers work together to ensure that children enter kindergarten ready to succeed and prepared for a lifetime of success.
Brains thinking.
Brains thinking.
Eyes watching.
Eyes watching.
Ears listening.
Ears listening.
Ready to learn.
Ready to learn. Pink. Yellow. Blue. Hello.
Children from low-income families who have participated in a high-quality early childhood program are 40% less likely to become teen parents, 70% less likely to go to jail, and 25% less likely to drop out of school. Kids from middle and upper incomes start kindergarten having heard 30 million more words than kids from low-income families.
That means when our kids start the race in pre-K and then in kindergarten, they start behind the starting line. So these quality programs are very important to help our kids get up to speed. They'll be fine when they get there, but it is a challenge right at the very beginning.
The early learning program is really a very unique environment. It's more of a family and a real bond forms. You know, they start with us and they stay with us until they graduate and go to kindergarten. And it creates a happy child.
We're business people in this organization. Investment's what it's all about. Because to keep a person in jail, the last figure I heard was about $35,000 a year, as opposed to give a child a quality early childhood experience is probably about $10,000 if you do it right. It's a great return on investment. I would hope that that's what motivates people to say, This is a really good investment because I'm making a difference in the life of a child who is going to, in turn, as an adult, make a difference in the life of other children.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. Why? I'm gonna be a fireman. Someday, I'm gonna teach the kids to play the violin.
.3% of children in Collier County are without health insurance. NCEF grants provide children in need with medical and healthcare services that have measurable outcomes and life-changing impact. Therapeutic intervention modalities include equine therapy, speech and language therapy, applied behavioral analysis, therapeutic recreation, and counseling.
The earlier the intervention, the better the outcome. And that's one of our goals, that we can be as normal as everyone else as soon as possible.
Starting from age 2 to 7, I think is just very important. It really captures all the different skills. It works on striking, kicking, balance, running, walking, everything that they need to transition to the number of sports that we offer.
My son Maximo, he's 6 years old. He has Down syndrome. What we see is he interacts with other kids. He has a lot of energy. So this is great for him.
Become the best you can be. That's the goal.
You ready to do some work? I touch the shorts. Sure. Good, nice job, Dee.
We work with children of all ages who, can't tell you when they're upset and they can't tell you why they're upset. So then we might start by teaching them sign language, and we always will pair that with the word or with the sound so that the child has exposure to the actual spoken word. Hasten started without any language, had no way to communicate other than screaming, crying. We did use some sign language with him initially. Now he's able to answer questions. He can speak in sentences, ask for things in sentences.
He would just scream and make noises, and once he started coming here, he started with the sign language first, and then eventually he started actually talking, and I actually have the first time that he said, "I love you" to me. Because I didn't think that I would ever get to hear him say that to me. I didn't think I would have that. So Abel's given me more than I could ever imagine.
One in 10 young people will struggle with a mental health issue before the age of 10. Through the Beautiful Minds initiative, NCEF has brought together key community providers to shift children's mental health services to an integrated primary care model. Innovative and groundbreaking, the coalition includes healthcare providers, community mental health professionals, social services, and the public school system. Transforming and expanding mental health care for at-risk children, Beautiful Minds also broadens access to culturally competent, licensed mental health care professionals.
It took the Naples Children and Education Foundation to vision a system of care to take care of at-risk children that have social, emotional, psychological challenges. They brought complementary stakeholder groups together to work in conjunction with one another to support the child in this system of care. One of the exciting parts of this initiative is to embed psychologists into the primary care setting. So when families are coming in for their primary care visit, they can be screened by the psychologist right there in that office.
I've worked both in community health and integrated care, and I really believe in the future of integrated care and the potential of us catching so many more kids that wouldn't get to community mental health.
It's really a true collaborative effort, true integration in the team, and that's something that's pretty unique, that's not being done many other places, and probably not to the level that we have here at Healthcare Network.
As we're seeing all of these different challenges in the epidemic of mental health issues and crises in the nation, there's been a clamoring for solutions, and NCEF is trying to create a solution here that could be a national model, and I think quite likely will be. We treat mood disorders such as bipolar disorder or major depression, anxiety disorders, which are very, very common in children. We treat psychotic symptoms, and unfortunately, there are conditions such as schizophrenia that can manifest as early as in individuals that are 8 or 9 years old.
I've seen direct change on a daily basis, really. I think some of the more compelling stories are when we may have a child come in that's suicidal and we can do risk assessments and help get them to the right place. With proper treatment, they come back and they're just a new kid. They're smiling, they're happy, they're excited about school, and we see that daily. We had one recently, and the pediatrician, after she left, he looked at me and said, wow, we just saved a life today.
And if you can intervene way beforehand, you can prevent things before they escalate to that state, you can truly save a life, you can save a family, you can make such a big difference there.
The peak hours for juvenile crime are between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., but using this time for out-of-school activities improves student academic achievement and school attendance, time spent on homework, enjoyment and effort in school, and improved behavior. Also, young people build stronger relationships with adults, better self-esteem, and higher educational aspirations.
But it also gives them something positive to be doing with their time, as opposed to being out in an unstructured environment or without any supervision. But the best thing is that it keeps them actively involved in something structured and positive, as opposed to the opposite, which could be maybe negative behaviors or unsupervised activities in the afternoon. True to Core is a program run by the Guadalupe Center of Immokalee, and it's for the students of Immokalee that are in Immokalee High School. These high school students are teachers in the classrooms of the elementary schools, helping those children learn. The program has a number of different areas that it focuses on. The part where the students work with the younger children, the part where they provide college prep and college scholarships, and the part where the students get paid.
You can do it! Hey Jules, try your best! You almost got it!
A lot of times they'd go right from school to home where they might have negative influences and not to make good choices. Here they make good choices. Without this outlet, I think a lot of them would slip through the cracks.
This is an awesome music class because we always get to sing, and it was one of my dreams to sing when I was a little kid.
I love this class because we sweat so much and because of the classic music.
I find my true passion for art here from Miss Alexa. She's kind of like a loving person, and I love her.